Hey yo! Welcome back to the Dugout and Beyond. So in this one, we got another fun fact about shows here. I'm doing this time is Community, which is basically another sitcom started in the early 2000s. Started actually exact years 2009. So it's basically like it's like in the same realm as The Office and Parks and Rec. It was a show that it didn't last as long as they did, but it still had a good runtime. There's no doubt about it. Definitely a couple great actors in it throughout the show. You have first of all, if you haven't even watched the show, first of all, I've probably seen it now, and of course I've seen The Office more times than so many times. I have seen Parks and Rec just probably about 5-6 times less than The Office, and I've probably seen the Community maybe about 3 times at this point or so. So of course I kind of at the point where I'm kind of remembering like what episodes are already from the beginning, which I was able to do immediately from The Office. I'm like, oh, I know what that is even from the title. Yeah, so of course you have one of the so basically this is kind of in a way not really spoiler alerts, but kind of like little things that if you'd never watched the show, it will not make sense. So if you haven't, go watch the show. It's a great time. Don't take it, of course. Again, it won't take that crazy long because it doesn't have a crazy runtime like those other shows did. But definitely still good, and it was of course during a great time because that's when now everyone's so like, oh, you can't have that on TV, you can't have that on TV, you can't have that. It was a time when no one cared. You had a good time. You're watching something. It got you interested. It kept you entertained. You watched it for an hour a week. And you went on with your life, and yeah. But of course there's some great actors. You have Pierce Hawthorne is Chevy Chase, who has been around who in the show is, I mean, even see how old he is. I'm gonna say he's in his 70s, maybe 80s. Let's see how old Chevy Chase is. So he is, let's see, 78 years old. He's actually from Manhattan. He's been in a number of movies. He actually has a music group called the Chameleon Church, but I'm not gonna get specifically into the characters of their backgrounds. Maybe in other videos I'll go into their back characters, where they are now, what they're doing. You have Joel McHale, who plays Jeff, and Troy, who actually was hired by Tina Fey, who I actually was looking this up yesterday, very random. I didn't even get this idea about this until yesterday, when I was looking at Troy, who is played by what's his name? It was Daniel Glover, who has a variety of jobs in his life: producer, director, actor, this singer, rapper. I don't really know how you want to describe him with this art form like that, hip hop or rap. But I was looking. I'm gonna get into him a little, just slightly right now. He was actually born in California. It looks like his parents were in the Air Force. Then he went to school in Georgia, and then he actually went to school at NYU, which is New York University, which is a very prestigious and highly rated school in the city, which is Midtown Manhattan. It's more on the west side of Manhattan, and that's where he met Tina Fey, who then she hired him for 30 Rock, which is based off in New York City, which is based off in the Empire State Building, which again is in New York City. If you don't know that, one of the most famous buildings in the probably the world. Yeah, so again, not gonna get into the characters, even though I did a little bit. So, first random fun fact about this show is this show created by Dan Harmon. This is actually apparently based off his life at school, at a community college. Which, me thinking that, I'm like, wow, like that's the one thing. First thing here, like, I wouldn't actually think that. Like, yes, you can base things. Of course, things are going to be based off your life in some way. Yeah, so this show is literally based off his life at a community college. He had a girlfriend who was an ex. Then we were in Spanish class together, and there you go. They became a Spanish study group. Yeah, so NBC gave him a chance with it, and definitely paid off in a way. Jeff Winger, aka Joe McHale, he was named after John Winger, Bill Murray's characters from Stripes. You know, Bill Murray, very, very, very famous actor. Yeah, and he was, and also was hoped that he could play, and can get Murray to play Jeff's dad on the show. But James Brolin got the role, and that would be actually be pretty crazy if you got Murray on the show. And Addison was modeled after Tracy Flick from Election. Also, yes, I've watched many shows and movies. I've not watched either of those actually. I've heard of Stripes, but I've never heard of Election. Yeah, 30 Rock for Daniel Glover. He was there for 3 years before he came on to Community and played Troy. And yeah, so and then this is a weird one. So Abed, he's loosely based off an actual person named Abed. So this is, when I was doing this is very weird. So Abed Girth, I'm guessing, was auditioning to play Abed Nadir, right? Would make sense. That happened with The Office with Creed Bratton. His literal name is in the show is Creed Bratton. They just took his name and put it in the show. But he lost it to Danny Pudi, who is an actual actor in the show. So yeah, I was reading that. That's pretty interesting how you have the name of the character in the show and lose it to someone else. But it's business there. Yeah, and Girth finds Nadir to be a kid-like version of himself with less social awareness. That is the show with him, even though there's some things where he kind of is like, wow, like he really just said that, and it made so much more sense. This is funny. So this show, Greendale Community College, is based off of a school in Colorado. But if you look in the background, yes, it also could be a lot of green screen and stuff, but there's palm trees. Not many, it's very rare to see palm trees in Colorado. Pretty sure it took place I think they said it took place in California, or Greendale Community College in California, but Greendale is located in Colorado. That's weird, confusing. So, and also, this is, of course, this next fact is based off, is heard in the show when they're having the baby in class, and Chang was, who is played by Ken Jeong, who is also, most of these actors are very famous, and they've been in many shows and are very well-rounded in what they do. Ken Jeong is a main actor from Hangover and many other stuff, but he was saying how he came out and basically ate his sister in the twin sister in the uterus, which blurry was true, I guess. This fact was not what I expected. So Troy and Pierce were supposed to be the Troy and Abed of the show, not Troy and Abed. And I guess it says here, they conceived Daniel Glover and Chase as a new Beavis and Butthead of the study group. After Glover and Daniel Pudi became close friends in real life, Troy and Abbott started to spend a lot more time together, which kind of, I guess, brought together that reason. And there's a couple more. I mean, I think I was reading there was another one that the Russo brothers, they directed an episode, and that helped them start directing Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which is a major movie. Which, if you have not seen it, go see it. Yeah, and Joe McHale actually got back Dave Harmon's job, going from season 3 to season 4. It says here. And this is a funny one. So for those that don't have watched the show, you know it, the term Britaing this fact right now. That Jillian Jacobs, who plays Britta in the show, found out that the show got picked up by Yahoo through Twitter. And it says here, like, the other facts, you have like 3 to 4 lines, a couple of sentences. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words here. Ready? The internet Britted the news for her. Oh, I love it. Oh, yes. Yeah, so, hey, yeah, these are just some funny little, again, random fun facts about the show Community. If you enjoyed it and want to hear more random fun facts about other shows and sitcoms in the early 2000s, or even just shows now that that are probably out and that are very popular, because I do watch shows and movies a lot, I will 100% do it. And yeah, so if you enjoyed watching, please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!